Let's be honest. We are controlled by our feelings, and it affects our decisions, our life, our relation, and our future. So it matters a lot. It's interesting to know that sentiment analysis in Twitter is one of the most important and yet challenging topics in data science, because people share their feelings in tweets about elections, financial markets, customer review of products, and almost everything. And that makes it special. But how sentimental analysis can be done in Twitter? How would we access the data? And I know that you have a lot more questions, and I'm here to answer those questions in the most simplest way. So let's go. Hello everyone, this is Ali Shafari. So if this is your first time watching my video, make sure to subscribe in my YouTube channel now, because I'm gonna wait until you subscribe. I'm serious. Did you? I hope you did. And like the video if you liked it, get the notification on, and plus you can check out my website to get the latest content and update about social media analytics. Alright, so in this video of Twitter analytics series, I'm going to talk about what is sentiment analysis, why Twitter is one of the best places to start a project, and what are the steps to run a sentimental analysis project in Twitter. So let's start. Okay, so what's sentiment analysis? Well, sentiment analysis is the process of determining whether a piece of writing or text is positive, negative, or neutral. So simply, let's just take a look at an example here from Twitter of CNN. So this tweet is about a war in Ukraine. So when we read this tweet as a human, we sense some sort of negative feelings and emotions. So this tweet has a negative sentiment. Like that, we can see tweet from Elon Musk, and if you read this as a human, you can sense positive feeling and emotion. So this tweet has a positive sentiment. So when we want to analyze the sentiment of tweets as a human, we don't have any challenges. So we simply can read it and decide whether it is a positive, neutral, or negative sentiment. But the main challenge is there are more than billions of tweets. So when you have an idea, or as a company you want to monitor your customer behavior, or as a nominee of election you want to monitor the feelings of people, you don't have much time, and you can't just simply sit down and try to analyze the sentiment of each tweet by a human, because it will take months, if not years. That's why, among many other reasons, we use artificial intelligence to analyze the sentiment of tweets, text, and many other things, because it's faster, it can be much more accurate, and it is the only way we can analyze the sentiment of big data and other data that we can't really use humans to do the sentiment analysis with it. Right, so let's take a look at 10 steps to start Twitter sentiment analysis using Python. Step number 1, choose an IDE and learn how to work with it. An IDE, or integrated development environment, is a software that facilitates the computer programming and coding. So it's important in the first step to choose an IDE to work with it. PyCharm, Atom, and Visual Studio Code is among famous and popular IDEs that you can download and try to learn how to work with it. Number 2, it is crucial to have some understanding about key concept of a Python programming language, like data types like string, integer, and float. So you have to know some understanding of what are the differences of different data types. Statements like if statement, while, for, try, and some other statement that you should be familiar with. Definitions like different kind of functions, variable scoping, building functions, and modules. OOP or object-oriented programming. Things like classes, regular expressions, iterations and iterators, and much more things that you have to know about this topic in Python. 3. Learn how to work with Python libraries. Libraries are collection of related modules that will help you do things much more easier. So it's crucial to have some understanding of these libraries. Pandas, NumPy, and Matplotlib are among the most important Python libraries you need to know for sentimental analysis. Step number 4, learn the theoretical process of machine learning algorithms. Generally, the algorithms are the method by which the AI system conduct its tasks. So it is important to have some theoretical knowledge about different models and different algorithms in machine learning. The most important one are linear regression, SVM, KNN, decision tree, neural network, and K-means. There are a lot of more algorithms that you can dig in, but these are some of the most popular algorithms that you can check out. Number 5, learn the theoretical process of sentiment analysis. In sentiment analysis, first, we have to find a data set. It could be a lot of tweets, for example. Secondly, we have to label those tweets. The labels are positive, negative, or neutral. After that, we give the label data to an AI algorithm to train with it. In the process of training, the algorithm will learn what are the positive tweets, negative and neutral. It will extract many features to find out which are the positives and which are the negatives. So after that, we'll have to test the algorithm with the test data. So we'll give some of the tweets that we already know the sentiment, and we'll ask the model to give us the sentiment. So in this process, if the accuracy is good, it's meaning that we can use it for other data sets too. 6. Find a label data set of tweets. Because the process of creating label for data set, it has a different process and it is quite complicated. I will recommend to you to start with a data set that already has the labels. You can find those kind of data set anywhere, but I'm gonna teach you and help you where to start finding those data sets. Kaggle.com is an online community of data scientists and those who are practice for machine learning. You can find almost any kind of data set in that website, and it is totally free. Google Datasets Search is a search engine from Google that helps researchers locate online data that is freely available for you. So you can use it to find Twitter labeled data sets for the sentiment analysis project that you want to start. Data World is another website that you can use to find data set for your project. So check it out. 7. Choose a machine learning algorithm. So remember that we already talked about different algorithms in machine learning. So for start, you have to choose one of them for your text classification, which normally, because text classification, sentimental analysis is quite complicated analysis, we use neural network. But in neural network also there are different kind of network and layers. It is very complicated topic, and I'll talk about it later. But for now, you have to know that in this step you have to choose a machine learning algorithm. Step number 8, find a sample code. So it could be very good for your learning process to find a sample code and try to work with it. And you can start your first project with a sample code. To find a sample code, you can use Google search easily and search for your project. For example, sentiment analysis in Twitter. Just simply search that. It will give you a lot of results that you can follow. Plus, you can use Kaggle that I just mentioned it for finding data sets. If you can check out the Kaggle website, in the sum of data sets pages, there is a category of code, because people will use that data set code about it, and you can use those code for that data set and start your project. Step number 9, work with the sample code until you understand every little detail. Yes, it is very crucial that you understand every little details in your code, because it means that you understood every process. So try. Lastly, number 10, analyze another dataset with the same sample code. So when you master the sample code that I already just mentioned, you can try new dataset to see what comes out, and yes, you will look like that, very happy after the long process, and you can actually finish your project like that. Right, everybody, thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. Anything, just comment below the video.